What's up, Chomos? Welcome to the university. What a way to start, right? But you know
And
what?
there goes all
This
two of
is
our fans out the
exactly.
door.
They left right on that comment. Don't worry, we'll put it on a T-shirt. You could wear it, enjoy it, do whatever you want with it.
Make sure you wear it when you get arrested.
Yeah, especially when you get arrested. Take mugshots with it. We need that to go viral. But today is a very interesting episode. We're not going to cover the history on anything. We're not going to go into any holidays, even though we're close to April Fool's Day. Are you a fan, Ellie?
Yes and no. It's mostly just like corny stuff. The one thing that does bother me is when people will like do the fake pregnancy announcements, and it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like kids. I don't ever plan on having kids, but like a lot of people struggle with fertility issues. So for you to just joke about that, it's not. I mean, that bothers me when people joke about that kind of stuff. Or it's like, aha, they do like the fake ultrasound or whatever. It's just like, I don't think you understand like how the kid, how a woman who's had a miscarriage feels. Like I don't think this is not really something to joke about,
That's fair.
you know.
Yeah.
And like that's the one thing that bothers me is when people do like the fake pregnancy announcements. It's like some people are actually really trying to get pregnant and can't, or they've had a miscarriage, and you're just like, haha, I'm pregnant, psych,
I
or
have
we're
23
expecting,
children,
right?
right? But April Fool, I mean, it's good for like practical jokes. But I mean, everybody knows it's coming. I feel like if you get taken advantage of on April Fool's Day, you 100% deserve it because you should be well aware it's April 1st, you know?
Also true.
But I'm glad you wore a Mets hat for an April Fool's Day episode.
What? Stop talking shit about my Mets hat. They are my
Don't,
NL team.
my dad's, wait a minute, your NL team, so you have an AL team?
Duh, you don't.
No, you're a fan of one team.
No, 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 no,
Wait a minute,
no.
So what's your AL team?
The A's, obviously.
Okay. That makes sense. But of all the NL teams, why the Mets?
My dad's from New York. My dad's from Brooklyn, and I
Yeah,
know that they're in Flushing, Queens. I know they're in Queens. So everyone's like, and they play in Queens. Like I fucking know. But anyways, I can't like the Yankees out of principle, and because everyone needs an NL team. But I will say this: the DH has ruined baseball, and I will fight you on that.
okay. I'm not going to debate that because I really don't care either way. You know what? I was not a huge fan of baseball growing up. I played it, but I wasn't really into watching the games. I can watch a playoff game. I never
Oh yeah,
really,
it's hard to watch on TV. On TV, it's miserable. You have to be there.
yeah, like for a regular game, I'll go to a game, but I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna like base my day around like, oh, the game is on. I'm gonna sit here and watch 9 innings. Maybe I could put it on the background if I'm not doing anything, but
Right.
other than that, I'm not gonna sit and watch it. But going to the game is definitely different. I will do that 100%. Um,
Duh.
but I never. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't really have a team. I kind of followed more players. I felt that way in basketball too. Like I guess you could argue that I was a Mariners fan because they had A
I swear to
Rod,
God, if you say
they had
Ichiro,
Griffey. No. They had Griffey. They had Aaron Boone, or not Aaron Boone. What was the guy Boone? I forget him. Whatever it is, John Olerud, which was a Met at one point.
almost everyone either played for the Mets or the Mays. I mean, I get to almost
Perfect.
everyone
That was
played either
so
for the
perfect.
Mets or the A's. Like, if we're being
That's
completely
amazing.
honest.
Yeah, pretty much. But the Mets pick up players when they're pretty much ready to retire and they've lost everything, unfortunately.
And then the A's get players, and just as they're getting good, they trade them to the Yankees.
Well, no, they can't pay them anymore because they start getting too good and then they want big money.
Yeah,
And
so the Moneyball thing needs to go because it has not worked for like almost 3 or 4 decades now. It's time to retire that system. And because every time we get a solid core, and then it's like, ooh, we're gonna have to trade some of you away for cap space, and it's like, you motherfuckers. But I
all right, but
digress.
we got too much into baseball talk there. But
The season is too long.
yeah, in this episode, what we're gonna do is in the spirit of April Fool's Day, me and Ellie thought it would be fun to bring up some news headlines that were pretty outrageous and what we're going to do here is we're going to read 4 stories each. We'll react to them. And then at the end, what we're going to try to do is guess which one was the fake story. Now, all 4 of these stories are completely ridiculous. And it was made that way so we can try to try to guess like what the fake one is out of the 4 ridiculous stories. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, do you want to start off or you want me to?
You go first.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Chivalry is not dead.
First story. Now, this is from March 9th, 2021. Oklahoma places 2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head.
You know, I would almost believe that that's true. I mean, I feel like that's, oh, God, especially because it's Oklahoma.
I'll read the actual first part of the article here. Good morning, I'm Scott Detro. Need a quick 2 million? You could try the lottery, maybe invest in Bitcoin, or head to Oklahoma and capture Bigfoot. They placed a bounty on Bigfoot's head there, $2.1 million. But there's some rules. You can't bring Bigfoot in cold. Oklahoma tourism officials, hoping this generates some buzz, say Bigfoot needs to be captured unharmed and stress bounty hunters that they can't break any laws during the hunt. Good luck. So, are you ready to get on a plane to Oklahoma and go find Bigfoot? Because $2.1 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. That's a hard no. I'll watch someone else do it and be like, good luck.
All right, I'll see you
what
there.
happens. Yeah.
But you know what the weird thing is? Don't they say that Bigfoot's in like the Pacific Northwest and not
That's
anywhere?
a really hot spot. No, the Pacific Northwest, Appalachia actually is really hot. Is a hot spot for Bigfoots too.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Appalachian Mountain Range is a hot spot, especially like West Virginia area, but that could in like Kentucky area, but that could maybe be because everyone's messed up on moonshine and inbred. I don't know, but Pacific Northwest, absolutely, and I want to say North Midwest, like Minnesota area, along like pretty much Canada. I may or may not have used to watch the Finding Bigfoot show on Animal Planet. Regardless, Pacific Northwest is a big hotspot, and then same with actually even the Santa Cruz Mountains.
You watch
Not religiously. If it was on, I would watch it. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta watch the new one. But if it was on, I would watch.
So do you like watching a show that'll never have a conclusion?
It does get very annoying. But there is also some very compelling evidence. Because it's also like, you hear these people telling these stories or whatever, and it's just like, there are too many stories out there for there not to be something out there, But it's also just like, your mind also plays tricks on you. But it's also like, they have all these people that come forward. It's like, I saw something that I've never seen before. Like, it was not a bear. It was not a moose. So, I don't know.
I don't know. This is the thing. You could argue with that. The mind and memory are such tricky things because a lot of times, like when you're alone in the dark somewhere, and it's a room that you've been in maybe hundreds of times. Let's say like your bedroom, right? But when you turn the lights off, there's like another element to it. Like especially when there's total darkness, and if you hear a little bit of a creak, your mind will start to play tricks on you, and you'll start to see things in places that's not usually there, right? Like if there's a shadow on something, you'll think real quick because we're still extremely unevolved in terms of our brains. We're the fight or flight. So it's, oh, there's something scary right there that I can't really make out. So your mind kind of puts together the rest of the dots and says, oh, that's something to be afraid of. So I feel like in these instances where people say, oh, I saw a Bigfoot, I don't know what I saw, but it definitely wasn't a bear. Maybe it was a bear. Maybe it was a bear standing on its hind legs. Maybe your mind, because you saw it so quickly, your mind kind of connected the dots, and the first thing you go to is some sort of cryptozoological creature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my only thing against it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I want to believe, but it's just like, I need solid evidence. Like, if we can get some DNA, I'm sold.
Exactly. That's exactly what I feel like. Where if they had something, it's like the Loch Ness monster. Like if they had something other than a dark, blurry picture, I'd be
The
like,
log.
yeah, just I don't know. If somebody caught it in motion or something like that, like then it's like, all right. But the other thing is like, what is our obsession with trying to catch a Bigfoot? Like, what are we gonna do with it when we have it? Oh,
I
here
mean,
it is.
probably put it on a freaking circus freak show and, abuse the shit out of it like we do with a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, just leave that leave it alone. Like, let it just it obviously has never killed anyone. It's never harmed anyone, right? They
That we
stay
know of.
if they're real, they stay pretty much hidden. So like, why don't we just leave it alone? I don't know. All right, next story. I think you'll like this one. So, somebody decided to research a topic, I guess, that they felt was extremely important for human beings to find out. Um, so, the headline is Octopuses punch fish, sometimes for no apparent reason.
Oh, I've seen that one. That one's definitely true.
The, what
And
has
hilarious.
this is what it says. What has 8 legs, hunt among a group of fish, and can throw a mean sucker punch? According to research published in Ecology last week, the answer would be the octopus. Yes, octopuses, and it's yes, octopuses, not octopi.
Or octopodes. I think octopodes is okay, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not octopi.
So octopuses punch fish deliberately. Sometimes there's a reason, but other times there is no discernible excuse. Researchers have caught this behavior on video. So what I want to bring up with this story is why, from a human being's perspective, why do you think an octopus would feel the need to punch a fish?
It's just in the way.
Annoying, like how?
No, it's just like it's in the way. Like you're in my airspace. Like get away from me.
But they're in the ocean. It's so big. There's so many.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be this close. Like we're in the ocean. Why are you so close?
I wish I could see that happening one time.
Oh, I know, right? Just
Some-
an octopus like
yeah,
that'd be amazing.
that would be fantastic. All right, next one. Saudi scientists promote women to mammals.
I'm sorry. What?
Yep, pretty crazy, right?
So do they
So,
just lay eggs? There,
so this is the article. So Saudi Arabian scientists have upgraded women to mammals. Apparently, this represents a huge win for women's rights in the notoriously unequal nation.
So what were women before they were mammals? I'm
I don't know. I didn't go any further than the article. I don't know what their classification was for women prior to that, but you do know in those Middle Eastern nations, women are inferior.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, in certain countries, it's your fault if you get raped, but it's like okay, sure, but yeah.
It's not this story is not that crazy.
No, knowing based off of what part of the world it's coming out of, no, where women are just treated as like second class citizens, like you are to be spoken to, you are to be seen and not heard, type of thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
which
just, I'm just, I'm just perplexed about what were they if they weren't mammals before? Like, what is the lower classification that's
they
not
were
a mammal?
they were their own classification, probably. I'm guessing.
So were they lizard people? Maybe they were lizard people.
They could have been. All right, last one. All right. Man files lawsuit over Hawaiian rolls not being made in Hawaii.
Oh my God.
A New York State man filed a class action lawsuit against the makers of King's Hawaiian Sweet Rolls, alleging the company misled him into believing the California manufactured sweet rolls are made in Hawaii. Robert Galinsky of Yonkers said in his lawsuit against King's Hawaiian that the packaging prominently features Hello Hawaii on the front and on the back and reveals that they're actually made in Torrance, California. Galinsky said the packaging misled him into purchasing the product, believing the rolls to be made in Hawaii. The lawsuit states that the company is the leading seller of Hawaiian rolls and essentially invented the category of food.
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls like are not a thing. Like I mean, like they are a thing, but like you go to Hawaii and it's like that's not a thing there. It's just something they made. It's just like, oh, let's just put like Hawaiian on it to make it seem exotic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're delicious. I love them. I don't know. My thing is like I would love to know this guy's thought process. Like, why did he get so mad? Like, why is he so loyal to Hawaii that
He's trying
he?
to get a come up. No, he's just trying to get a come up, and he was like, I know, King's Hawaiian bread.
I guess so, but like at the same time, I feel like if you're gonna be that ridiculous over the food that you buy, like products, if he's that like, I guess is what is it like nationalism for Hawaii? Like, is that a thing?
I guess. Or I mean, is he even Hawaiian, or is he?
No, he's from New York.
What's his last name?
Galinsky.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah, no, I got no. Yeah, no. The chances of him being Hawaiian are slim to none. So, yikes.
I just wish. I mean, I wish I could have been there for the moment that he like realized it. Like, imagine him sitting there, like he just went to the store and he bought a pack of like the King's Hawaiian rolls, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited! I just got home with my favorite
Taste
roll."
of Hawaii.
Yeah, I just got home. I'm in this miserable shithole of New York. I live in Yonkers. I hate this place. My only ray of sunshine is these King's Hawaiian rolls. And then he takes one out. He's starting to eat it, and he's like, "You know what? I've never read the packaging on one of these things before." And then he flips it over and he's like, "Wait a minute. Made in Torrance, California? Oh my God, no. My whole life is a lie."
Everything is ruined. Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, Hawaii is also a chain of islands. So as far as like manufacturing goes, for them to have, first of all, like the space to mass produce bread like that, I mean, it doesn't even make sense that they would have just one giant bread company on their freaking on one of those islands. Like
Isn't
I mean, their main exports are like sugarcane
sugar?
and fruit, that things that make sense, not freaking bread that can be made anywhere in the world. Like,
But it's sweet bread.
I
And
mean, I don't
Hawaii,
understand.
you just said Hawaii's known for sugarcane and fruit, and those are two sweet things.
Right. But I mean, I don't see like a full scale like bread factory plant being there. I mean, maybe there is, I don't know. But
Maybe
it's
there
also like
should be one.
logistically, it's like, I don't see it.
Well, you know what? If the Hawaiian rolls were made in Hawaii, they'd probably cost a lot more.
Oh, of course. Everything's more expensive there because it's a freaking island.
Yeah, and they would have to get it here. They'd have to get it to the rest of the world. All right, those are my four stories. What do you think is fake? So hold on, I'll recap them for you just so we could get it right. All right, so the first story was Oklahoma places $2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head. Second story was octopuses punch fish, sometimes for no apparent reason.
I know that one is real.
The third story is Saudi Arabian scientists promote women to mammals. And the last story was the Hawaiian roll lawsuit.
I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma one, but I have a feeling I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
Shit! I knew it. All right,
So
the Saudi one.
yeah, that was a fake one. So that story, just to give a background on it, that story originally came out uh, right before International Women's Day in 2016.
Fantastic.
What a terrible prank. That's pretty funny though.
That's really funny. Let's rile everybody up. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I should have known like that was just so outlandish. I mean, I wanted the Oklahoma one not to be true, but then I'm also not surprised that it's true.
I can't believe that that's actually true. Like that's pretty ridiculous that a state would put a bounty on Bigfoot.
Well,
They
let's
have
check
to
that
know
and see if it's
something.
still active.
They got to know something.
Or some tweaker was like, "We have a Bigfoot problem in the state of Oklahoma." It's like, okay,
That is true. If anybody knows anything about Oklahoma, they probably do a lot of crystal meth.
that hillbilly crack will get you every time.
Where was Breaking Bad? Did you watch that?
What?
Where did Breaking Bad take place? Wasn't that Oklahoma?
No, New Mexico or Arizona,
Oh
one of those
yeah,
things.
you're right. Same thing, same place.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Honestly, it's just desert, cool. All right.
Nothing
Oh,
better to do than
that's
that.
real. That is 100% real.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State Representative. That's your tax dollars at work, everybody. Let that sink in.
So if anybody from Oklahoma is watching this, you better get out there. You better hunt Bigfoot right now because there's $2.1 million on the line.
Well, it's according to him and others have claimed that their particular area of Oklahoma has the ninth most sightings in the world of Bigfoot.
Wow.
I find it hard to believe Bigfoot hangs out in flyover states, but okay, sure. Just saying. Just saying.
You know what's funny? The meanest thing you said in that was you called Oklahoma a flyover state.
Is it not though?
100% is. 100%.
Okay then. Okay then. I rest my case.
Give me your 4 stories.
Okay, well actually I've got more than 4.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I'm kind of going for a loop on this. Okay, so the first one, naked mole rats. Are you familiar?
Naked mole rats?
Mhm.
No.
Okay, go look it up.
Okay, read it. I'll look
up. Okay, so naked mole rats. So naked mole rats kidnap each other's babies and turn them into slaves.
What?
Yeah. So only one queen gets to reproduce, and she claims her
God.
throne through a.
Hold on. This thing is terrifying.
I know, right?
This is a monster. Everybody
I know.
out there, if you've gotten this far in this episode, please pause it and just Google image naked mole rat. That is terrifying. If I saw one of those, I would think that was a mythical creature. I'd be like, that needs to be murdered right now.
See, exactly, and that's why Bigfoot doesn't fuck with us, because he knows we'll just murder the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah.
We'll be inclusive. But anyways, so yes, only one queen gets to reproduce, and she claims her throne through a murderous battle for dominance. She will then give birth to up to 30 pups. I guess babies are called pups. That's so cute. And then she convinces her subordinate female subjects to babysit by feeding them her hormone-laced fecal matter. And then also in the early 1990s, researchers caught and released naked mole rats to track them for a long-term field study in Kenya. They found 26 colonies, expanded their burrows into neighboring colonies, and individuals from 13 of the invaded colonies were never seen again.
Flat out just based on looking at the picture of that hideous creature, I'm going to just go ahead and guess that everything that you said is right. There's no way that those demons-looking things don't do stuff like that.
Oh, okay. And here's another good one. This one has drugs. Like I was telling you, there's a lot of drug ones out there because people just get stupid when it comes to drug stuff. So
Notice
Long Beach.
We haven't had a Florida man story yet.
Oh, well, that was also hard too. I was like, I don't want everyone to be a Florida man story, but that would have been so easy. Because I started doing that, and I was like, no, this is too easy. But Long Beach man caught with 22 pounds of crystal meth at Orlando Airport.
Oh, okay.
And of course, told I didn't know it was in there, or that's not mine.
22
pounds. Right, and I think the street value of it is insane. This is a 46-year-old man too.
Oh,
let's see. Yeah, so the meth was valued at more than $500,000.
So this is Walter White, essentially.
Yes. Wow. Oh, and he had $9 in cash on him too. But yeah, he was trying to tell investigators, it's not mine. And then later he told them, he's like, actually, I exchanged bags under a stall in the bathroom at LAX.
So many holes there. So many holes in that story. I mean, you could have picked a better lie if you were going to get interrogated. Like, I switched bags in the bathroom. Number one, why are you switching bags? Like, if you're traveling, what are you switching bags with a human being, like another person for? Like, what's the sense in that? Okay, well, even if I accepted that for some reason, now you took somebody else's bag, not knowing what was inside. So your curiosity, it didn't pique.
Right. You never realized, oh fuck, I don't have my bag. Shit.
No, not even that. Like, even if we say, okay, yeah, we're cool with the fact that you switch bags with someone, right? Like, if me and you didn't know each other and you walked up to me and we're at an airport and you just said, hey, you want to exchange bags? Like,
No.
if I look, this is what I'm saying. Just all hypothetical. If I was
Fine. Okay, yes,
cool
sure,
with it,
sure,
right?
random stranger. Let's
Yeah,
switch.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm
Okay.
saying. And we just accept it. Okay, cool. Now we walk our separate ways. At some point when you're sitting waiting for your plane, are you going to be like, I wonder what's in this bag?
Yeah.
Right? And you'd look inside and you'd be like, oh, there's 22 pounds of crystal meth in here. You know?
I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna ditch this bag. Like, forget it. I'm just gonna leave it in the bathroom, and whatever happens, happens. It's not my problem anymore.
I wish you would have been like, I really just love crystal meth.
Yeah.
I feel like in that scenario, you'd have to let him go. Like, all right, man, just let him do his thing.
No, I don't think you let him go. But no. Okay. And now our one's favorite, Florida man. So, a homeless and armless Florida man stabbed a tourist with scissors.
I feel like that's 100% true. Has to be. There's too many crazy things that happen in Florida.
Is also true. And then another one, back to our drug friends. Yay. A pigeon was caught with a backpack full of drugs.
Yes. You know what? I actually saw that story. I almost positive that's real because people use and like squirrels and stuff like that to like move drugs from people. Which, like, all right, this is all I'm going to say. Obviously, I'm not a police officer, but I feel like in those circumstances, you almost have to respect the people doing this a little bit. They had to take the time to train an animal to
wear a
transport.
backpack. Not just to like do carrier
Yeah,
pigeon stuff, but to wear a backpack.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you ever walking on the street and a pigeon just landed next to you and he had a little JanSport backpack on, like, yo, I'd be like, where are you going, man?
Like, wait, where did they make them that small? And who gave that to you? But yeah, no, they were smart though, because like the backpack was actually kind of gray felt, so it looks
Yeah.
like they're feathers from afar. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, this one is 100% real, and apparently it's not that uncommon. Yeah, law enforcement officials elsewhere have, however, identified previous cases where pigeons have been used to carry lightweight, high-value narcotics. In 2015, prison guards in Costa Rica caught a pigeon carrying cocaine and cannabis in a zipped pouch. 2011, Colombian police discovered a pigeon that was unable to fly over a high prison wall because the weight of the package of the cocaine and marijuana strapped to it. So, pigeons are the new drug
Oh,
mules, is what we're getting at here.
they must have
Pigeons,
just sat outside the fence and watched the pigeon like flutter up and be like, "Oh, I can't make it. This is
right?
too
Yeah,
heavy."
right. Like shit. Right, like go get it,
Like in a guard,
go get its backpack.
yeah, like a guard is just sitting there, like, "What is going on with that bird over there?
Right,
Something's happening there."
right. Like, is it sick? Is its wing broken? Like, why does it keep going?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's almost like you have to respect the ingenuity in that one. Like somebody had to think of that first. Do you remember in the which one was the third Hangover when they went to Bangkok and a guy was using the monkey?
Yes, yes.
Same shit.
Oh yeah, no, they use animals to like steal from you and pickpocket all the time.
Yeah. That's
That's
so.
real.
I need to train a monkey to steal things for me.
I don't know, monkeys kind of freak me out. I don't like their little hands. I mean, they're
Like,
okay, but it's just
like
like,
people.
yeah, I think they're too human-like for me. All right, and then let's see. Alabama fugitive allegedly gives his pet squirrel, named D's Nuts, meth to make him an attack squirrel.
That's so. Oh man! And where was this again?
Alabama.
I feel like that just because it's in Alabama, and all disrespect to everyone in Alabama, you're backwards people. Everyone down south. I feel like that's 100% true. It's got to be.
And then last one, a police department in Tennessee was asking people not to dump their meth in the river because it was going to create superpowered meth alligators if it floated downstream.
Oh my God, could you imagine that you're fishing one day and like an alligator just pops out and it's got 7 heads?
Now they're already like crazy strong and fast. Like we don't need to speed it up. We don't need to make it faster.
I'd almost like to see what an alligator looked like on meth. Just to see what happens. Somebody's
Maybe
done
like a
it.
dying one. Oh, I'm sure someone has. No, there's this horrible video of these stupid kids like making this baby alligator like drink a beer. It was really gross, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's drinking." And it's like, right? It's like, no, you're just gross and an asshole. Like, and they're holding it and like pouring the beer, and it's like, no, that's not funny. You're just an animal abuser, and you're a dick. Like, and why would you post that online?
Yeah, stuff like that is not funny. I mean, not to say that the meth to alligators is funny. I mean, the idea of it is funny, but
Right, the concept is hilarious.
yeah,
But like to actually do it, no.
intentionally doing it is like you're fucked up. That's shitty to do. I don't know why somebody would go out of their way to do that.
Right, but yeah.
All right, so that's your stories. All right, give me just a recap of everyone again. I'm going to tell you.
All right, so we have backpack pigeons with drugs. Man found with, what was it? 22 pounds of methamphetamine in his backpack at a Florida airport. Let's see. Alabama fugitive allegedly gave his pet squirrel named These Nuts meth to make him an attack squirrel. Naked mole rats kidnapped each other's babies and turned them into slaves. And a homeless and armless Florida man stabbed a tourist with scissors. And then the Tennessee meth gators.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the fake story being the Alabama squirrel D's, only because his name was D's Nuts.
Wrong.
What? That's real?
Oh, I know. Oh, I know it's real. Oh, it's real. Oh, yeah. Let me go a little bit more detail here about this one. Okay, so, and this is a 35-year-old man. So this 35-year-old Mickey Polk or whatever, police served a search warrant for like drug charges and whatever other previous offenses. They found an aggressive squirrel in his place, and police said that they were warned in advance of the meth-fueled mammal Polk had kept as an attack squirrel, and claimed that Polk must have even purposely fed the squirrel methamphetamine to keep it aggressive. Polk was insulted by these allegations of animal abuse and posted a Facebook video to deny them, and he asserted that his squirrel, affectionately named These Nuts, was never fed a substance like meth. These were lies from an angry police department disappointed that their suspect wasn't home. Oh yes, apparently he moved, like just in time. But they said it was a trained attack squirrel in a residence that was on meth. And he goes, you can't give squirrels meth, it would kill them, I'm pretty sure, but I've never tried it. I was like, okay.
That's pretty outrageous. I can't believe that one is real.
Right? And it's like, first of all, an attack squirrel, but then like a methed up attack squirrel. Yeah.
That's pretty terrifying. Squirrels are pretty fast. And like they can be vicious.
Quick.
So like a squirrel on meth would probably tear your eyes out.
Yeah, so he's like, he's not on meth, and he goes, I'm pretty sure. He's like, he's not on meth, but I'm pretty sure he's not on meth. Like, I better not find out he's on meth anyway. I don't think he likes that shit. The squirrel is safe. And it's just like, why are you guessing if your squirrel is or isn't on meth? Like, I think that should be a definitive no. Like, the definitive no, I do not give my squirrel meth. I'm pretty sure he's not on meth.
Maybe he's trying to get him into rehab.
Like he's pulling out all of his hair. Like, so I can just imagine like some mangy squirrel with like meth, like little sores people get when they do meth, and like pulling all of his hair out.
I can
like,
see.
I need another fix. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So which one was the fake story then?
Tennessee meth gators. So the cops were like had to finally come out because like people were getting seriously concerned about it. So the cops finally had to come out and be like, no, we were kidding, but please just don't dump any, whether it's prescription or illegal drugs in the river, like just come bring them to us to dispose of them properly, like no questions asked. But yeah, it caused an uproar. People were like, oh, fear the meth gator.
There's alligators in Tennessee?
They can go that far north. Every now and then you can find them in South Carolina. It's not as common as
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
not as
you can see
common.
South Carolina, but not Tennessee. I feel like it's too far up north.
It's like very southern part of like the state, like where it borders Mississippi. But even that's still pretty far north. I mean, like it's not common, but it's not uncommon either. I mean, it's not going to be as common as like Louisiana or Florida seeing an alligator, but they can be up there every now and then. But again, it's not like if you're in Louisiana or Florida where it's like you're in the right place and it's like, oh, there's a gator.
Yeah,
But yeah,
down there it's
so
like
then,
don't get near water at all.
very true. Yeah, yeah. So actually, our homeless man, as for how he stabbed this, I was trying to read. I was like, "You have no arms. How are you stabbing with scissors?" And then I read it, and I was like, "Oh, that's how." So, he actually used his feet. So he clutched a pair of scissors with his feet, and then stabbed this guy.
Well, you know what? I almost don't even blame the homeless guy in this situation because number one, he definitely had to have been provoked. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't just stab people for absolutely no reason. There's got to be some reason
Most of the
why.
time.
Most of the time,
Most of the
let's
time.
say 90% of the time, people who get stabbed, it's not by accident. You
No.
know. And number two, I feel like it's the guy's fault who got stabbed. Like if you allowed a homeless person that has no arms to use their feet to grab scissors and stab you, you deserve it. Like you deserve that stabbing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. But what's crazy about it too is like, so they'd have two
He could,
very different stories.
hold on. He couldn't even chase you. He's holding scissors in one of his
Well,
feet.
no, apparently after he stabbed him, he just got up and walked away.
Oh my god! What a
But
world!
so there's like two very different stories as to how the incident occurred. The homeless guy says that the man that he stabbed punched him in the head, and it's like, okay, if you got punched in the head, I understand stabbing someone with scissors. I probably would do the same. But then the guy that got stabbed was saying, I just asked him for directions, and it's kind of like those are two very different stories.
Wow.
So what actually happened here? And but yeah, so he like stabbed him and just walked away. And but unfortunately, the homeless man is like I think he had prior indiscretions, if I'm not correct.
No way.
Um, yeah, he kind of has a record.
I don't believe an armless homeless man would do anything bad to anybody.
Oh, he stabbed him twice too, not just once.
Oh, he got him
Twice.
twice.
Hmm.
All
Hmm.
right. Either this guy needs to be playing soccer because he's got crazy footwork, or the person that got stabbed twice definitely no. Fuck that. He definitely deserves it. You got stabbed twice.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I redact all that because I can almost see why that would happen. Because first off, if you went up to a homeless guy who had no arms and he was just holding a pair of scissors with his feet,
No, they were in his waistband.
oh wow. So he went up with his foot and I
Hmm.
can't. That's
I don't like the flexibility on that alone. I'm like baffled by.
that's insane. Everything about that is crazy. I think that was if you get stabbed by a homeless guy with no hands by his feet, um, that was an act of God. You 100% deserve what you got. Even if in that moment you didn't deserve it, you probably did something else somewhere in your life that you've now, somebody somewhere was like, you know what, stab this guy, and it's going to be a homeless guy with no arms is going to do it.
Yeah, according to the homeless guy, he was laying down, and then the guy walks up and punches him in the head. Which, again, if that's the true story, by all means, stab away, because you should. I mean, you shouldn't just attack someone while they're laying down on the ground. Like that's not okay. So you deserve whatever happens to you. But if I remember correctly, now I got to go back and look it up. If I remember correctly, he's kind of a shady. He's unfortunately a bit of a shady character, and is originally from Alabama and was just kind of always moving around with his mom. So it could be possible that he's just disturbed, unfortunately. But yeah, that one I was like, when I read that, I was like, that's not real. And then I read it and I was like, oh, that is real. Because apparently he's also a pretty well known, like, local artist and paints with his feet and stuff. But he's got a rap sheet. So
Okay. Well, Tennessee Gators, not real. Meth Gators.
investigators, not real.
Now, you texted me before and you said you have a rant prepared for today.
I do. Yes.
Oh, it's
Okay.
time.
So good. So here's my thing. Here's my rant. Sorry, I was trying to look up the thing. I just lost you. Boop, 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 boop. Where did you go? There you are. Yes, so my rant for the day. Dogs in supermarkets. Get your dog out of the goddamn supermarket. And I'm not saying, and obviously people that are like fall risks, diabetics, epileptics, blind people, I get it. Yeah, by all means, have your trained service dog. But time and time again, I see people with their little stupid rat dogs in the grocery store, either holding it or it's in the freaking basket or shopping cart. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, I have a dog, I love my dog, but I don't want my dog around my food. So why would I want your dog around my food? You're disgusting and you're inconsiderate.
Okay.
And that is my thing. But every time I see them, I just look at them like, you're an asshole. Because then some of them try to pull it's a service dog. No, service dogs aren't held and they don't ride in the fucking shopping cart.
You heard it here first, folks.
And get out.
Get your dogs out of the stores. Nobody wants them there. Unless you need them.
Right. Or if it's like a legitimate service dog betrayal. Like this guy that was in there, you could tell like the dog was it unfortunately didn't have its vest on, but you could tell the way it was like acting and kept looking at him and staying very close to him. Okay, yeah, that's a legitimate service dog. Like this dog's clearly being trained right now. He must have just didn't have his vest. I don't know. Or maybe his leash said it because sometimes they have the leash too. But it was just like, okay, I can respect that. If it's like actual legitimate training to actually help someone, cool. If it's an actual legitimate service dog, cool. Don't pull that bullshit, it's a service dog, when it's not.
It's an emotional support dog.
Yeah, I can give you an emotional support fist if you really want one.
Who really needs an emotional support animal when you're food shopping? It's pretty crazy.
So if it's that and like you can literally order your groceries online, you can go to the store and pick them up, or like a normal person, if it's below like 60 degrees and not super cold, it's between like 40 and 65 degrees, you can leave your dog in the car for like 20 minutes and come back.
That is true, but don't ever leave a rabbit in the car.
No.
That was insane. So to give everyone reference on this, Elliot sent me a picture the other day of somebody who left a rabbit that looks exactly like the one I have. And I got nervous. I got nervous for a second because I was on the computer, so I was working on some music stuff. And I start looking around and I'm like, my rabbit's name is Gandolf, for everybody wondering. So I was like, where is Gandalf? And I'm looking around, I look at the picture, I'm like, holy shit, that looks just like him. And then you asked, did he say he was leaving? And I was like, last time we spoke, he didn't mention any travel plans. And then
he was, it was the craziest shit.
Under the couch. But I will say this, if anyone does own a rabbit, 100% you would never leave a rabbit unattended anywhere. Because not only would they chew every single thing,
shit everywhere,
shit pellets all over the place. Anytime because we have 2 couches in our living room, we designated one of the couches is his. So we just have like a one of the waterproof covers for the couch because every time he goes up there, he pees. It's like nonstop. So we're just like, you know what? Instead of like when we're sitting down, we want to let him out, let him run around a little bit, instead of having to constantly get up, take him down, because he loves being up there. What is it with it? I mean, I guess cats more, not so much dogs, but like animals love going to windows and just staring outside.
Oh, dogs do it too. Our dog
does. They don't want to go outside though. They just like looking outside.
Mm-hmm.
So he does the same thing. So right where our couch is, there's a windowsill. So he'll hop up there. And even when I put the fan in the window for when it gets hot and like to blow in the cold, like cooler air from outside, he will sit there with that fan just blasting in his face the whole time. But this is the thing. He'll pee while he's up there. So it runs down the couch. So that's why we got the covers over it. But yeah, like I was saying, if anyone knows anything about rabbits, once they hop up somewhere new, somewhere that they're not supposed to be, they mark their territory immediately. And marking your territory is 75,000 little shit pellets all over the place. And
apparently you can litter box train them.
Not ours, believe it or not, he actually is. He did it himself. So when we had first gotten him, I read that you could litter box train them, and I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be a pain in the ass. So we had this, he was real small when we got him. He was like this, like really tiny, because the guy told us he was a dwarf bunny, which ended up being a fucking lie, because he's a regular ass bunny. Because that was part of the allure of it. Like Rachel was like,
Ooh, a mini bunny.
yeah,
Ooh,
she was
so
like, he
cute.
won't get too big, and I'm like, yeah, but they chew everything, and
Yeah.
sometimes rabbits are nasty. And she was like, no, but they said he's a dwarf bunny, and I got a little upset because
Psych.
instead of the $30 for a rabbit, they hit her for 75 for this thing. I wanted to take him back, not to give
I
him
would
back
have.
because I love him, but I wanted to take him back and hold him and be like, does this look like a fucking dwarf bunny to you?
Give my. This, like, go get an actual dwarf bunny. This is a dwarf bunny. This is a real bunny.
This is a 6-pound piece of shit who shits everywhere.
Oh shit, he's that big?
Yeah, I lifted him up today. I mean, I don't know if he's 6. He might be like 5 or 6 pounds. Has to be. He's got some weight to him. He's got a little bit. It's funny because when he lays down, he looks like a furry hot dog. Because they're just like, their bodies are super
Yeah, they
long.
splat out. They're just like,
Yeah,
"Nyeh."
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So dwarf bunnies are supposed to be 2 to 2.5 pounds.
oh yeah. But you know what the thing was when she had first brought him home, I looked at him and like I tell you, he was tiny. He was like this. Like I even have pictures of him, so I believed it. I was like, all right, he's definitely a dwarf bunny. He's super tiny. He can't grow much more than this. So I was 100% wrong. But anyway, so when we first got him, I got him this little cardboard box because I noticed he was peeing in one corner, and that was the corner he would go in. So I put the box in the corner, and then I would put like the hay and stuff on top of it, and he would go in there to pee every single time. So then I kept doing that until we got like this big plastic bin once he got bigger, and it had like these grates on top of it. So then this way he goes right to that every time. So instead of doing it anywhere out on the floor, you'll see him periodically run back to his cage and then back his fat ass into the corner, and then he stares at you a little bit, and it's funny because I've seen like I know his pee face. So like when he does that, he'll hop in the cage, he'll go in the back corner, and then I'm like, oh, look at you taking a pee in your cage over there. But then sometimes I'll see the pee face when he's out, and I'll run
Oh.
scoop him up real quick, and then catch the little bit of the dribble that's coming out because they do that too. They'll piss a little bit to mark their spot. Like they won't let the whole thing go. And I don't know if you've ever smelled rabbit piss.
No, thank God.
It is enough. All right, when I clean his cage twice a week because I don't want him to be in a dirty cage all week long because I mean they shit so much, but the shit doesn't stink. That's the thing. It doesn't smell like anything, and they eat their own shit. But piss. Well, no, they eat their own shit because it's like nutritious for some because their digestive system is so quick that like
Oh, okay.
nutrients don't get absorbed. So like and then like they're a prey animal. They're food for everything else. They were put here to be food. So they're actually built in with that because there's times that they don't go out and scavenge for food and look for stuff, so they'll eat their
That makes
shit
sense.
so they
Yeah.
can sustain themselves on that. But his piss is like a milky dark yellow and it smells like death. Like when I clean his cage, even like I mean I go every 3 days, I'll clean it out and like I'll take a big garbage bag and I'll take the big bottom of the cage and I'll dump the whole thing out and you'll see the caked yellow like the caked this we put cedar chips in there and it's just like it looks like a brick of lasagna and like it smells so bad. There was one time it smelled so bad I almost passed out because when I took the bottom of the cage out of the trash bag, like the fumes just caught up, and
Oh.
I was like, whoa, 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 and like I couldn't get the smell out, the urine, whatever, the ammonia. That it was so strong. I'm like, Bunny, how do you do this? This is insane.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
but that's why I'd never leave a rabbit anywhere unattended, and no way in hell in my car.
Yeah, I thought it was a little weird. I was like, he's just sitting up there, and I was like, did he hop in there? Like, no, because it looked like there was a little carrier in there for him. So I was like, maybe he got out. So maybe he was in the carrier and figured out how to get out of his carrier.
He had to have
But
gotten out because that's terrible for the person when they came back. Then
well, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like,
why would
you're
you?
supposed to be in your crate.
Yeah,
Why are you not in your crate?
why would you even? Where are you taking your rabbit? Like I would never bring my rabbit out anywhere. Like I bring him
What's wrong with that?
outside where I live just to let him run around outside, but he's on a leash. It's so funny. He's got like this little body leash. He hates it
Yes,
so.
the harness, the full body harness.
He hates it so much. It's so funny because he'll stay by the door like he wants to go outside, and like it's so funny. I always thought of rabbits as like kind of mindless animals. I always felt like they had no soul. But then you get to know one a little bit and you're like, oh, he's not that bad. And it's funny because he communicates in his own way. Like where
Right.
he'll go to the door, excuse me, he'll go to the door and he'll kind of stand there and then he'll prop himself up on it like that. And then he'll look over at me like, hey, I want to go out. And I'm like, all right. Right. But then once you take that leash down,
His
he wants
harness, like, okay.
he wants nothing to do with it. He starts running all over the place. You can't grab him. And now the worst thing is when I try, because sometimes when you go to put them away, like obviously they run away from you, and they get into places like he's got his little route under chairs, under the couch. Like I can't get to him. So what I do is he loves cheddar rice cakes, right? I'm not even kidding you. It's like a crackhead. It's ridiculous. If I tickle a bag just a little bit, like say I'm going to sit down and I'm going to eat rice cakes, I'll sit down on the couch and I have to be silent with the bag because as soon as I make like the first of it, you'll see his ears perk up and he starts looking around. And then he will leap all the way, at least from 5-6 feet away, and land directly on my chest, like full force, stick his head straight into the bag, pull one out, and just run away. He doesn't even wait for me to give it to him. It's insane.
It's like,
But
thanks for the snacks, bye.
but that's how I get him in his cage. So what happens is if he goes and hides under something, there's a drawer that we have the rice cakes in. So he'll hear me open the drawer and I'll see him pop his head out and he'll start looking around. And then I'll pick up the bag and it'll be like, and I'll crinkle it a bunch of times. Then he'll run directly into his cage. Because
Oh, he knows.
And then as soon as he goes in, I put the thing up and I'm like, nope, not for you. And then I put it away.
You don't even give him one?
They're terrible for them. But he's gotten to the point like he used to only be able to eat like one of them, like one and a half, and then he would chill out. Like he would be happy that he had them, and like it would take him a long ass time to like eat through it. He eats one now in like maybe 30 seconds, and just
God,
right back up on you for another one. And he'll be there like 4 or 5 times. I have to like keep taking him down, and then I can't put him in his cage in that time because he freaks out. He starts running back and forth like. It's like a crackhead. It's crazy.
So you turned your rabbit into a crackhead. That's great.
Yes. For everybody out there watching, my rabbit's a crackhead. It is what it is. He enjoys his life. If anyone wants to call that animal abuse, I don't give a shit because I'm going to give him the rice cakes. Because if not, people that are like, oh, you're taking years off his life. They live maximum 9 fucking years.
They live that long?
Yeah. If I took one away, because he got to enjoy rice cakes for 8 years and he fucking loves it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, when they're dying, you give them. I mean, like when our dog was dying, we just let him have we gave him Ritz crackers, turkey. Like it was just kind of like you're dying and you have like no teeth. So if this is what makes you happy, okay.
Exactly. Let him have it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Hope you enjoyed the crazy stories and the impromptu rabbit story I just told.
Yeah.
But make sure
you should go get him. Where is he?
Oh, he's in his cage. I'm not doing it. It's dark in here right now, and he's laying down and he's quiet. So I'm gonna let him be.
Oh, like a baby. The baby is quiet. Leave it alone.
I'm not messing with him. Don't worry. As I turn lights on, he's gonna be up running around like crazy for a while. So I'll let him do his thing for now. But everybody make sure you go out TruExactRadio.com. Check out the store. We always have deals up there. We have brand new merch up there. We have merch from Elly's show, the Just Animals podcast. Definitely go check that stuff out. In my opinion, it's probably the best logo on all the shirts and all the mugs and all the stuff that's up there with the way it came together. Also, check out her podcast, the Just Animals podcast. And on the TruExact show this week, we have who's on? We have Petruzzo Inc., who we did a show with last week. They're local here to us in New Jersey. They make shirts. So definitely go check that episode out when it's up this Friday.
Yes. I'm still waiting for my shirt, but I know that they have a baby, so I'm like, nah.
We'll get them.
So yeah. I know. No, I know we'll get them. But I was just like, you have a baby, so it's okay. And I literally like just ordered it. But yeah, no. Check out their little Etsy shop. It's very cute.
Yes. And that's it.
Bye guys.